or walk to school alone. Or that in Japan, most schools don't bother employing janitors to clean the schools and instead expect the kids to do it. To us, this may seem a little bit over the top and not something that we would want for our children, but there is a method to this madness. It encourages the kids to be more independent. It encourages them to do things on their own and take responsibility from a young, sometimes very young age. So you may be thinking, how can I encourage my children to be more independent? Well, first you have to ask yourself a few questions. Are you stopping your child from becoming more independent? If you do everything for your kids and you hover over them whenever they are doing something, or you try to take over so that things can get done properly, then you aren't really encouraging your child to become more independent, and you need to stop. Many parents can't help it. For example, if their 5-year-old is struggling to put on their socks and school is about to start, they rush in and do it themselves. It's often not about hindering a child's independence and more about needing to get things done in a timely manner so they can go about their day. Holding back from doing things often means finding more time to allow their kids to do things for themselves. And also being prepared for the fact that things may not always go to plan. And that's okay. You can start giving them more freedom from a very young age. Little kids love doing things independently, and it's the perfect time to start. Or maybe you need to figure out how to get your 8 or 10-year-old to be more independent, in which case you can talk to them about your new expectations of them and the reasons why you are actually doing it so that they understand it better. Don't make them feel bad for not being as independent as you'd like them to be. After all, it's probably not their fault. Instead, focus on making them feel like this is an important part of becoming a big kid and that you trust them to take on more responsibility in their lives. Getting them on board with it will cut down on any rebelling against the new system. Don't forget to review what your kids are doing independently on maybe a monthly or 3-monthly basis, depending on your child, so that you maintain age-appropriate tasks and responsibilities as necessary. So let's get to things that you can do to nurture independent mindset in your kids. If you have plates and glasses out of reach, if you hang their clothes too high or don't have a step stool for them to reach the sink to brush their teeth, then you need to change those things around. Put things within their reach so that they don't have to call you, they don't have an excuse to call you to do things for them. All these little things that they can do themselves. Provide them with things they need to succeed in becoming more independent. Show them once or twice how to do certain things, then encourage them to do the task alone. Set some ground rules if necessary, but ultimately allow the freedom to deal with things themselves. This can be for things like getting up on their own, having their own alarm clock in the morning, getting ready for school, preparing their school snacks for the next day, and organizing their books. Let them make their own lunch, within reason of course, or prepare their own schedule for the week. Encourage them to do their homework alone. Teachers would really prefer if parents didn't correct the child's homework all the time. Sure, you can help guide them towards the correct answers or explain any concepts that they are struggling with, but then you need to let them do it themselves, even if it means that they get some things wrong. Like I just said, let them make mistakes. Let kids get things wrong without you jumping in to put things right. They will learn from their own mistakes, not from you trying to make things perfect for them, which helps them develop good problem-solving skills, as well as teach them the mental health skills, how to cope with a failure. Instead, sit down with them, let them know it's okay, that it didn't go to the plan, or go over how they can put it right if they try again. Making sure that their tasks are age appropriate and that you're not asking too much of them is also important, because otherwise they will fail more than they would succeed, which will end up having the opposite effect. Teaching them that everybody fails from time to time and nothing is ever perfect can actually help them build resilience and avoid the pitfalls of feeling like a failure. When you give a child freedom of choice, you have to be mindful that if they have too many choices, they can actually become overwhelmed and end up not making any decisions at all. So before asking what they would like, make sure you're okay with both choices first. For example, if they're little, then let them choose from 1 to 3 choices for breakfast. Or when it comes to clothes, whether they would want blue jumper or the red one. Giving kids a chance to make decisions for themselves builds their confidence and gives them the autonomy that many kids crave. You can expand on freedom of choice by including your kids in the family decisions. For example, if you're having a family weekend, then they can choose whether it's a movie night or a game night. If you're planning a vacation, then ask them their opinion on places that they would like to visit. You can let them plan the weekly menus with you, shop for ingredients, and then cook it together. As they grow older, you can let them plan menus, maybe even go shopping for the ingredients alone, or take over the cooking themselves. You can give your child age-appropriate chores for almost any age. Picking up their toys, cleaning up their rooms, sorting their laundry, or setting the table can all be done from a very young age. When they're young, they actually love being included in all of the household tasks. It's fun for them, so use it to your advantage. Make sure you go through the tasks with them and then show them how to do it. Then watch them to do it once and you can leave them alone to do it themselves. Mistakes will happen, so just be patient. Rewards will come, but later, much later. If your kids are older, then sit them down, go over the tasks that they need to be doing and let them choose the ones that they want to do. Make sure that one child isn't dependent on another to complete their tasks, because that is just a recipe for a disaster. Do a changeover of tasks either weekly or monthly so that they can rotate the chores. I know some parents might disagree with giving kids chores, but this isn't about you being lazy parent who can't be bothered to do things yourself. It's not like they are your slave. This is about encouraging a growth mindset and helping your child to learn to succeed in life, to be more independent. I really recommend giving your child an allowance because teaching a good financial sense comes from actually handling money. Studies have shown that people who were given allowance as a child are more likely to save their money, save for retirement, and not go overdrawn. So you can help to set your kids up for a fiscally prudent future. Having an allowance can also encourage goal planning and decision making. You can even tie it to the completion of chores if you want. If you want some house rules in place, like what percentage they need to save, what to give to charity, or things that they are or aren't allowed, then make those decisions beforehand rather than after. Otherwise, it's going to cause a lot of arguments. Free unsupervised play is important to kids' well-being. We've all heard the term helicopter parent, and these days many parents won't let their kids out of their sight for fear that something terrible will happen to them. But just letting your kids to have some free time, to have some unstructured play in their room is a start. When you feel they're ready, and as you begin to trust your child and your environment more, you can allow them to have more age-appropriate freedom, like playing outside of the house, walking to school if possible, or riding their bike to the park. Many parents completely underestimate what their children are capable of. So letting them to have little independence each day can really grow their confidence and their sense of independence. One of the most urgent and significant aspects of life these days is the digital content safety. The ability of kids to source information and entertainment, to verify the validity of sources and information. We all know that as helpful as internet can be, it is also full of totally bonkers and often ludicrous information, fake news and conspiracies. And the same goes for entertainment. Dark web is not some special place you have to visit, but simply places that are still very good at avoiding regulation and are easily accessible through tools such as Tor browser or other Onion browser tools. This is why teaching your kids to respect and understand the internet, to know how to screen and filter it early on is of utmost importance. And given that all beginnings are hard, in order to make sure that they don't trip at every turn, us parents can help them to supervise their journey, ensuring they do not accidentally access information that could be harmful or inappropriate for them. For this, I would recommend the FamiSafe app. You can look up information on the website, which is linked below, but you can also download it for iOS or Android. Additionally, we also have plenty of tutorial videos, so check out the playlist as well. By taking a step back, you can allow your kids more freedom to find their own strengths and weaknesses. These are just a handful of ways that can encourage self-resilience, and although it may take quite some time and a fair amount of effort, eventually you'll have a healthy, independent adult on your hands who will thank you for teaching them to be more independent and confident in their own abilities. Do you have any suggestions on what parents can do to foster independence in their kids? Pop it down into the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Do you know someone who would love to learn how to get their child to be more independent? Click the like button and share this video with them. They will appreciate it. Now that is all from us at FamiSafe team today. Don't forget to check out the website for ways to protect your child from online dangers. And don't forget to subscribe for more great parenting advice. And hey, don't forget to click on the bell button. Otherwise, YouTube is not actually going to notify you of any of our future content and you will miss out on plenty of helpful information. Okay? And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.